Good morning. We are discussing the Indian poetry in English, and I have discussed some major poets like Toru Datta, Rabindranath Tagore, then Henry Thoreau. Today we are going to discuss the major poet, one of the major poets, Sarojini Naidu. So, Sarojini Naidu was born in 1879 and was died in 1949. Is known famously as the Nightingale of India. Known famously as the Nightingale of India. She was a freedom fighter, second Indian woman to become a president of Indian National Congress, and first to become the Governor General of State in India, Uttar Pradesh. Her achievement and her work on behalf of women led to her birthday 13 February being honored as a Women's Day in India. Apart from her political achievements, she was a prolific writer who wrote an acclaimed play at the age of 12 and a 1300-line poem in English titled Lady of Lake. This earned her a scholarship to Cambridge University, where she honed her writing skill and met several authors. She was advised by these authors to become genuine poet of the Deccan and not a clever machine-made imitator of the English classics. A glance at her poems reveals that she took this advice to heart. She published the 3 books of the poetry as well as book of the essay dealing with the political and social issues like women's rights, and very much liked figure in that period. Sarojini Naidu was famously considered are known Nightingale of India. Sarojini Naidu. She was a freedom fighter because as far as her whole duration of her life is concerned, she was born in 1879 and was died in 1949. Means this period is totally devoted to, in the life of Indian people, is totally devoted to freedom struggle, and she was also freedom fighter. Second Indian woman to become president of Indian National Congress. You know, the Indian National Congress was formed before the independence. At that time, she was the second Indian woman to become president of Indian National Congress and first to become the Governor General of the state in India, Uttar Pradesh. Her achievement and her work on behalf of women led to her birthday 13 February being honored as a Women's Day in India. Her birthday 13 February is honored as a Women's Day in India. Just write it down. Her birthday 13 February in India is honored as a Women's Day. Apart from her political achievements, she was a prolific writer and she wrote an acclaimed play at the age of 12. At the age of 12, she could write that play, and 1300-line poem in English titled Lady of the Lake. This is the work written by Sarojini Naidu. That work contains the 1300 lines. You should also write this in your notebook. Her longer work, The Lady of Lake, that contains the 1300 lines. You may be asked. This earned her the scholarship to Cambridge University. After writing that longer poem, she earned the scholarship to Cambridge University, where she honed her writing skill and met several authors, and there he tried to just meet the various authors at that time in English, and that they author advised, she was advised by the authors, advised her that she should become a genuine poet of Deccan, not a clever machine made imitator of the English classics, because at that time there was a period After getting the English education, the Indian people were acquainted with the English classics, romanticism, classicism, metaphysical poems, the whole literature they read, and they were totally influenced by the work of European authors. But as far as Sarojini Naidu is concerned, or other genius people in India are concerned, they should not just copy the writing skill of Europeans. They should develop their own skill to express their views. That was the we can say the advice given by her to by the authors when she met the other authors in Cambridge University, and she got that advice at her heart, and she was advised by when a glance at her poems, when we go through her poems, we will come to know that she took his advice at heart. She published 3 books of poetry as well as the book of essays dealing with the political and social issues like women's rights, and she also fought for the freedom struggle. She also fought for the women's right. And for Sarojini Naidu, poetry was very much political vehicle. And when that period we consider, that period was totally devoted to freedom struggle, and in that period the nothing can be, means the poetry cannot be separated from the political situation at that time. Politics means poetry could not be separated from the politics at that time, and that's why in the writing of Sarojini Naidu also we come to know he just used her poetry, writing of poetry as a vehicle, political vehicle. She said, I am only a poet, and as a poet I fling out the banner of song and sound and bugle call to battle, and how shall I kindle the flame we shall when you men from the slavery. Such type of views, such type of opinions she tried to express with the help of her poetry. Though I am poet, but it is my duty to kindle the flame in the mind of the people living in India, that they are just going through the slavery, and that was her duty to just kindle a light, kindle a flame of knowledge, flame of the struggle in the mind of Indian people. Here is an extract from one of her poem, Life, talking about how sadness is the part of life and how suffering can nourish the soul. Means this is the poem in which he has tried to say the sadness means grief, means unhappiness, means adversity, calamities, whatever we say bad times is also the part of life, and how suffering can nourish the soul, and souls, our atma, our mind, how it nourishes, how it is fed, how it is become stronger with the suffering. We have to just, I will explain in very brief, because we cannot explain in detail, because we have to look after much more syllabus. Children, you have not lived. To you it seems life is lovely statistics of dream, stalactic of dream, and carnival of careless joy that leap, and your hearts like billows on the deep, in flames of amber and amethyst. Children, ye have not lived, but you exist, till some resistless hour shall rise and move your hearts to wake and hunger after love, and thirst with passionate longing for the things and that burn your brow with a blood-red suffering, till ye have battled with a great grief and fears, and burned the conflict of dream-shattering years, wounded with the fire's desire and worn with strife. Children, ye have not lived, for this is life. So very beautifully she has, very gracefully she has, just in that 15 or 16 lines, she has given us the whole spectrum of life, how we have to endure even if we get that much adverse time in our life. We have to just fight that adverse time, that adversity, and just try to get over or try to overcome that unhappiness whatever we get whenever we get in our life, because our life is the mixture of happiness as well as sadness. So when we expect the happiness, we have go through the sadness, and each and everything we have to enjoy it. And this is, and that suffering is the only thing that makes our soul so stronger, that we could we can say we can tolerate the bigger and bigger problem in our life with that stronger soul. So dear student, you have to just write down the name of her poems, life, then the Lady of Lake, and then she was the Governor General of Uttar Pradesh. She was second Indian woman to become the president of Indian National Congress, and she was considered, or she is famously known as the Nightingale of India. These 3-4 points you have to just note down in your notebook. Then we have the another poet, Nizam Ishkil. He was born in 1924 and died in 2004. Was an Indian Jewish poet and art critic. He is known for his satirical and witty poems that gently poke fun at Indians as well as for his poem on the variety of themes such as existential angst and power of mother's love. He won the Sahitya Akademi Award in 1983. Just write it down. He won. Nizam Ishkil won the Sahitya Akademi Award in 1983 for his poetry and was awarded Padma Shri in 1988. This is also you should note down. He was awarded Padma Shri in 1988. Some of his more famous poems include Night of the Scorpion. Just write down it. The famous poem of Nizam Ishkil are Night of the Scorpion, Goodbye, Party for Miss Pushpa, then minority poems. Then his poetry, particularly the poem Soap, is famous for the use of Indian English, specific kind of English with its own diction, cadence and rhythm employed by the millions of Indians. And in this way, though he writes in English, but when we go through his poems, we will see the whole atmosphere, whole diction and cadence and rhythms, whatever he has used while writing his poetry are totally Indian. We will get the total Indian background when we go, for example, when we learn about the Night of the Scorpion, the whole scene of village life comes in front of our eyes. How the rain comes and how the scorpion after raining, when it is raining, how the scorpion comes in the house to get shelter, and how in that little light his mother is stinged by that scorpion, and how the more empathetic person from all over the village try to search that scorpion by getting that lanterns and all that, and how generous or how helpful people live in we can say village. We get all the information about that simple village life in that poem. So whatever he has written is totally expressed the Indian point of view, Indian background and all, though he has used the language English, foreign language, but whatever he has given, that is totally Indian. So very graceful poems he has given to us. Then we have to just write down the poems written by Nizam Ishkil, that are Night of Scorpion, Goodbye, Party for Miss Pushpa, minority poems, these 3 poems. And then when he got Sahitya Akademi Awards, he got Sahitya Akademi Awards in 1983, and also he got Padma Shri. He was awarded Padma Shri in 1988. These 3-4 points you must write down in your notebook. Then we have another major poet, A.K. Ramanujan. A.K. Ramanujan was born in 1929 and was died in 1993. He is one of India's most accomplished modern poets. He wrote in Kannada as well as in English and is known not just for his poems, which have been widely hailed as a work of genius, but also for his academic essays and work on the literary criticism. He strongly believed in representing and publishing work of non-standard dialects, and his academic research ranged across the English, Kannada, Tamil, Telugu, Sanskrit. In 1962, he joined the University of Chicago as an assistant professor. In 1976, the government of India awarded him the Padma Shri, and in 1983, he was awarded the prestigious MacArthur Prize Fellowship. He was also posthumously means after the death. After his death, he was also posthumously awarded the Sahitya Akademi Award for his poetry collection, Collected Poems. You just write down these collected poems written by A.K. Ramanujan, for which he got the Sahitya Akademi Award after his death. Means he was awarded posthumously for the collection, the collected poems. He also was awarded Padma Shri in 1977. He joined the University of Chicago in 1962. He was also awarded the prestigious MacArthur Prize Fellowship in 1983. These are the points you should note down in your notebook. For his collected poems, he got Sahitya Akademi Award after his death, means he was awarded posthumously. Ramanujan's poetry experimented with the form and content. As one critic said, his poems all show an extreme precision, means very in brief he just tried to express more, so that the encounter of each phrase, sense of each image, and slightest rise and fall of the rhythm is defined with an unqualified accuracy. So such great poets we have in English literature, Indian English literature. He also write in various languages, academic research in various languages. Along with Kannada, he also written in English and other languages also. So he just makes some experiments in his poetry. So the remaining poet Arun Kolotkar, Kamla Das, we will discuss tomorrow. Thank you.